Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is an upcoming online-only multiplayer first-person shooter video game in development by Bungie and in assistance, Vicarious Visions and High Moon Studios. It will be published by Activision. It is set to be released on September 6, 2017 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, with a Microsoft Windows version scheduled for release on October 24. It will be the sequel to 2014's Destiny and its subsequent expansions. Gameplay. Gameplay will be similar to that of the original Destiny, which was described as a first-person shooter that incorporates role-playing and massively multiplayer online game elements. The original Destiny included on-the-fly matchmaking that allowed players to communicate only with other players with whom they were matched by the game. To communicate with other players in the game world, players had to use their respective console's messaging system. Destiny 2 will feature a more optimal way of matchmaking called guided games, which will allow players to search for clans who may need additional players for activities such as strikes or raids. Like the original, activities in Destiny 2 will be divided among player versus environment and player versus player game types. Character progression and classes. As in the original game, players will be able to improve their characters, referred to as Guardians, by gaining experience points. When a set number of experience points are accumulated, the player's character will level up and gain improved statistics which further enhance performance in battle. Quests, including the main scenario questline, are specific tasks given to the player by non-player characters which reward items in EXP. Completing main scenario quests progresses the overarching plot of the game. Destiny 2 will feature the same 3 character classes of the original Destiny. No new classes will be added. Each class has their own specific upgrades, perks, special abilities, and 2 subclasses that allow players to finely tune their individual characters to provide a different playstyle. After choosing a class, players select one of 3 species for their character: human, awoken, or exo. They can then customize their character, such as changing its gender or skin color. A character's species is only cosmetic and does not affect gameplay. Players can create 2 more characters to have a character of each class. Hunters will continue to have access to the solar-based gunslinger subclass of the original, along with its golden gun super. With some subtle changes, the Hunter's new subclass for Destiny 2 is the arc-based Arc Strider, replacing the Blader Dancer subclass of the original. Arc Strider will have a super that focuses on an electrified staff and a large amount of rapid mobility. Warlocks will have a new solar-based subclass called Dawnblade with a super called Daybreak, replacing the Sunsinger subclass of the original. The Daybreak super allows the player to make solar light blades to strike enemies from mid-air, similar to the Titan's Sunbreaker subclass of the original with its Hammer of Sol super. Titans will continue to have access to the arc-based Striker subclass and its Fists of Havoc super of the original, with some noticeable gameplay changes. The Titan's new subclass for Destiny 2 is the Void-based Sentinel, replacing the Defender subclass of the original. Sentinel's super will allow the player to summon a shield that can block enemy fire and be used defensively, similar to Captain America's shield. Weapons and armor will be reorganized in Destiny 2. In the original game, weapons were divided as primary, special, and heavy weapons. In Destiny 2, the weapons will be categorized as kinetic, energy, and power weapons. Weapons classified as primary and special weapons in the original, such as hand cannons and auto rifles, will be classified as kinetic and energy weapons. Those without an elemental damage type go in the kinetic weapons slot, while those with an elemental damage type go in the energy weapons slot. Power weapons include the heavy weapons and some special weapons from the first game, such as shotguns, as well as new weapon types, such as the grenade launcher. With armor, the name of the stats have been changed. Instead of strength, intellect, and discipline, there will be stats for armor, recovery, and agility. Player versus environment (PvE). Like the original, player versus environment game types will make up the majority of the game. New areas to explore will be added, including Saturn's moon Titan, Jupiter's moon Io, the planet Nessus, and Earth's European Dead Zone. There will also be a new social space in the European Dead Zone, called the Guardian Camp, as the tower of the original has been destroyed. Like the original, there will be patrol missions, but emphasis has been placed more on exploration of the worlds, including towns that players can visit and friendly NPCs who can be found in-game, and will give side quest-like missions, called adventures, where the player can explore the area and go on a treasure hunt-like journey to dungeon-like lost sectors, which are somewhat hidden areas in worlds that will lead players to a boss, in which they will be able to kill and take the boss loot. A map will also be added to the game, which will show the locations of some NPCs, patrol beacons, and lost sectors. The maps of these new areas are much larger than those in the original Destiny, with one being described as twice as large as any area of the original. Players will no longer have to leave a planet and go to orbit to travel to another location. They can now do so immediately from their current in-game location. Plot. 1 year after the events of Destiny, Rise of Iron, the Red Legion faction of the Cabal, a military-industrial empire of massive amphibians, attack the last city with overwhelming forces, led by their emperor, Dominus Gaul. Gaul, believing the Traveler Urd and giving humanity the light, succeeds in stripping the Guardians of their powers and forcing them to flee the tower. Scattered and powerless, the Guardians must acquire new powers to face Gaul and the Red Legion, and venture to new worlds in the Destiny universe. Development. A sequel to Destiny was first mentioned in November 2014, 2 months after the original released, by Activision Chief Executive Officer Eric Hirshberg, where he said, "Work has also begun on future expansion packs as well as on our next full game release." Based on documents of the original release schedule for Destiny, Bungie and Activision intended to release new, disc-based sequels every other year until 2019, with large downloadable expansions in between. Originally planned for a September 2016 release, Bungie confirmed on February 11, 2016 that a full sequel would release in 2017. That same month, video game writer Christopher Schlerth, who was the lead writer for Halo 4, and worked on Mass Effect Andromeda, joined Bungie. In December 2016, Bungie announced that Vicarious Visions would be joining the development team along with Activision. Unlike the original, it was rumored that Destiny 2 would also release on Microsoft Windows, which was confirmed on March 30, 2017. In Activision's earnings report for 2016, Hirshberg said that Destiny's sequel was still on track for release this fall 2017. Activision said the sequel will broaden the franchise's global reach. Hirschberg elaborated that players who have spent hours in the original will love the sequel, and for those who have not played Destiny, or have not played in a while, Bungie had said that players' characters and progression would carry over into future releases. However, this turned out to only be half true. Characters and progression did carry over into Destiny's expansions, but for the sequel, only players' characters' physical appearance will carry over if they have reached level 20 and completed the Black Garden quest in the original. In regards to why progression and items will not carry over, Bungie said, "We believe this is the best path forward. It allows us to introduce the major advancements and improvements that all of us expect from a sequel, ensuring it will be the best game we can create, unencumbered by the past." Bungie does plan to award veteran players with something special in Destiny 2 to acknowledge their accomplishments in the original Destiny. Players' characters, progression, and items will still be accessible in the original Destiny, which will remain online after the release of Destiny 2. On March 23, 2017, a promotional poster for the sequel was leaked by LEGO Network, revealing the game's name as Destiny 2 and a release date of September 8, 2017, with the mention of a public beta for the game. The poster showed that just like the original, Destiny 2 will have PlayStation-exclusive content. On March 27, 2017, although not directly responding to the leaked information, Bungie tweeted an image of Destiny 2. The image showed the last city in smoke and flames, with Destiny in a large 2 over the Traveler. This was followed up with a teaser trailer narrated by character Cade 6. The teaser showed the tower under attack by the Cabal, one of the enemy races from the original game. PlayStation's YouTube channel showed a slightly extended teaser, officially confirming that there will be timed exclusive content for PlayStation 4, and it will last until at least fall 2018. A full reveal trailer released on March 30, showing the three class vanguards, Commander Zavala, Cade 6, and Ikora Ray, rallying Guardians in the war-torn tower. The Cabal are being led by Gaul, the commander of the Red Legion. The trailers confirmed that Lance Reddick, Nathan Fillion, and Gina Torres will be reprising their roles as the class vanguards, respectively. Nolan North also confirmed that he would be reprising Ghost, the Guardian's AI companion. Bungie had a live stream of Destiny 2's gameplay on May 18. The Microsoft Windows version of Destiny 2 will support 4K resolution and uncapped frame rate, full mouse and keyboard support, text chat, adjustable field of view, and 21:9 monitor support, as well as being exclusive to Blizzard Entertainment's Battle.net service. Destiny 2 will also have an improvement with its servers, which will be a combination of dedicated servers and peer-to-peer networking. Lead engineer Matt Segur explained, "Every activity in Destiny 2 is hosted by one of our servers. That means players will never again suffer a host migration during a raid attempt or trials match. This differs from Destiny 1, where these hosting duties were performed by player consoles and only script and mission logic ran in the data center." Grimoire cards that were found in the original game, which detailed the lore of the Destiny universe and could only be accessed from Bungie's website and the Destiny app, will not be returning for the sequel. For Destiny 2, Bungie has shifted their focus to in-game storytelling, which was something the original was criticized for lacking. At the 2017 Electronic Entertainment Expo, a new cinematic trailer was shown, narrated by the main antagonist, Emperor Gaul. It shows that Bungie has focused more on the story for the sequel than the original, as Bungie is attempting to go in depth into the universe and the motivations of the characters. E3 2017 also revealed that Destiny 2's release date was moved up to September 6, 2017, and the Windows version was confirmed for an October 24 release. The dates for the beta on the console versions were also confirmed at E3 2017. Early access for pre-order customers will begin on PS4 on July 18, followed by Xbox One on July 19. Non-pre-order customers will have access beginning July 21. It will conclude on July 23. For both consoles, the beta for the Windows version is planned for late August. Release. Destiny 2 is scheduled to be released worldwide on September 6, 2017, for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, while the Microsoft Windows version is scheduled to be released worldwide the following month on October 24. There will be several editions of the game, including a collector's edition, a limited edition, a digital deluxe edition, and the standard base game. Like the original, there will be an expansion pass, which will grant access to the first 2 expansions of Destiny 2. One expansion will focus on Osiris, a character from the lore of the original Destiny and for whom the Trials of Osiris PvP mode was named after, while the other will focus on the Warmind Rasputin from the original game. Also, like the original Destiny, pre-orders for the game will receive early access to the game's beta. Pre-orders from GameStop will also receive a Cade 6 collectible figure. Other figures and toys, such as Lord Saladin, will be available for purchase after the release of Destiny 2 in September. The Windows version will be distributed exclusively through the Blizzard app, marking the first non-Blizzard Entertainment title to be distributed via the platform. The PlayStation 4 version of Destiny 2 will feature timed exclusive content until at least fall 2018. The content includes the Lake of Shadows, Strike, the ship, City Apex, the exotic weapon, Borealas, and the Retribution Crucible map. The collector's edition of Destiny 2 will include the base game in a steelbook case, the expansion pass, a Destiny 2 Frontier bag, a Frontier kit, a 15 laptop, tablet sleeve with protective pocket slip, a Cabal-themed collector's box, and premium digital content. The limited edition, distributed exclusively from GameStop, includes all of the same physical and digital items of the collector's edition minus the Frontier bag, the Frontier kit, and the laptop, tablet sleeve. The digital deluxe edition includes all of the digital content. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.